Favorite writers once wrote, "If you love her, you will love another someday." I never fully understood this quote until I first fell in love, because I figured if you love someone, truly love them, then why would you ever love another? I wasn't even 16 when I first met her in the airport of Nashville, Tennessee. I had seen her around my hometown before, but never spoke to her. I was simply too afraid. I saw her as a ray of light, so insanely beautiful to look at and adore from far, but if I got too close, I'd hurt, from fear, that is. I'd just come out as a lesbian the year before, and I was still getting used to the whole idea of having feelings for a girl. How did it work exactly? Was I supposed to approach her? Was she supposed to approach me? Do I flirt the same way as I would with a boy? There's still so many rivaling questions turning in my mind, but I knew when I saw Rosemary that I was gone, captured completely. It was instant. Some people go their entire lives without having that love at first sight feeling, but I was lucky enough to have it when I was just a teenager. Hey, we go to the same high school, don't we?
Yeah, I think we do. I thought you looked familiar. I'm Rosemary.
I'm Noelle. It's really nice to meet you. We sat together on the plane ride home just talking and getting to know one another. It was February 26, 2012 when we came into each other's lives. And I had no idea that Rosemary Owens would be the greatest love and the greatest heartbreak that I would ever know. We became best friends. We did everything together, spoke every day, spent every minute together. People came to know us as a pair.
No one would ever see Rosemary without Noelle.
And no one would ever see Noelle without Rosemary. We became part of each other. Truth be told, I was in love with her. And there came a moment when every force in this world made me whisper those words to her. Made me tell her exactly how I felt. I knew I needed to. She was straight and I was a lesbian, but I knew that she needed to know. So one day, I told her, "Rosemary, there's something you need to know."
What is it? Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's perfectly fine. It's just, well, this is gonna be really hard to come out and say.
Noelle, you're my best friend. You can tell me anything.
I'm in love with you. I knew it since the day I met you, and I'm not telling you to make anything awkward between us. I'm telling you because you need to know that you're cared for. I want you to know that if there ever comes a day when you don't feel good enough, or that you feel unworthy, or that someone makes you feel bad, I want you to know that I love you, and that you're more than good enough, more than worthy, and I would do anything to make you smile, because you make me feel that way without even trying. You've made me feel things that I've never felt before, and I'm telling you because you need to know that you're important to someone. I'm in love with you, Rosemary. The feeling was mutual. Soon after our first kiss, it was made official, and I asked her to be my girlfriend on May 19th of that same year. I had no idea that that date would be etched forever in my mind, like some wrought iron gate constantly swinging back and forth, creaking in my mind for years after. That July, Rosemary decided to tell her mother of our relationship. Up until that point, our relationship was kept relatively quiet, as we grew in love in the simplest ways of just talking and being around one another. But her mother didn't take it so well. When she was told of our relationship, she wouldn't let us see each other anymore. She took Rosemary's phone for months. She separated us in every way possible. That's when I began writing. That summer, in our separation, I wrote to Rosemary. I wrote her a letter every single day, sometimes even multiple times a day, and I gave them to her best friend to deliver to her. I was just 16 and she was just 15, and we couldn't see each other at all, but we fell in love. I was just some 16-year-old pouring my heart onto paper, and somebody told me that she wasn't worth it. I kept writing because I loved her. After that summer, we were reunited. We cried together happily, gloriously, because we made it through. We made it through. Rosemary and I were together for 2 years. 2 beautiful years. And it wasn't until a day that she told me that she was dating a boy and that she had burned all my letters that I realized that sometimes a person can complete your entire world, but sometimes you don't complete theirs. I went on for 10 months, waiting, hoping, praying with every ounce of might I had that somehow she would come back. My heart ached like broken glass, and I begged God for some sort of miracle. But there came a day when a girl came into my life and the ache subsided. I could see the world's color again, and I found myself smiling, even when no one was watching. I was in love again, and I realized Sylvia was right. If you love her, you will love another someday.